Hey friends, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to show you around what is commonly mistaken as the ghost town of Nelson. It's neither a ghost town nor is it Nelson. We'll get to that in a bit. Let's go. So friends, in this video, Rollins and I find ourselves in El Dorado Canyon, which is about 45 minutes southwest of Las Vegas. If you follow 95 down, turn left on 165, follow that down through the actual town of Nelson, which is not a ghost town. It's just a small little village. You pass right through it coming in here. You get down here. This is El Dorado Canyon. The Spaniards back in 1775 named it El Dorado, and ever since then, it's been a mining camp, so to speak. I think after the 40s, it died off and became abandoned and basically fell to ruin. And over the course of the past few decades, it's been purchased and sold and purchased and sold. And the new owners have had it since 1994. And yeah, they've basically built it up to be this like little touristy attraction. And I'm about to show you around. All right. So, for a little history on this area, we'll start with the Spaniards back in 1775, who discovered gold and other metals in the canyon, and apparently are the ones that named the area El Dorado. Translated from Spanish, El Dorado means the gilded one, or the golden one, but has also evolved over time to mean a place of wealth and riches. At a certain point, they were finding more silver than gold and decided to move on, abandoning the area completely. Now, depending where you research, there are claims that gold was found in the area again as early as 1857, but the main boom started around 1861 when a trapper named Johnny Moss found enough gold to trigger a rush of prospectors from nearby California. This basically triggered one of the biggest mining booms of gold and silver in Nevada's history. The canyon would go on to have many active mines throughout the years. As the mining ramped up, the camps became pretty rough and lawless. Filling with prospectors as well as deserters from both sides of the Civil War armies. All of them were hoping to get away from the conflict. While producing massive amounts of gold, silver, copper, and lead, there were many disagreements over mine ownership, lawless killings, and general Wild West craziness. For much of the time, the nearest sheriff was in Pioche, Nevada, just a mere 200 miles away. So you can imagine how enthused he would be to travel down that distance, even for a murder investigation. One of the earliest mines established was the Techatticup mine in 1861, which is located in the middle of the canyon. The name itself came from the native Paiute and Mojave Indians who would come to the mining camps and ask for food. Techatticup being a mix of two native words meaning hungry and bread. So basically they were coming into town and asking for bread because they were hungry, and that's where the name for Techatticup mine came from. This mine and some of the others operated into the mid-40s. During this time, tools etc. had to be brought by steamer boats up the Colorado River. The beach that the boats would dock became Nelson's Landing. Both the landing and community were named after prospector and camp leader Charles Nelson, who was later murdered in his home along with 4 other people by the renegade Indian Avote in 1897. The wharf and infrastructure of Nelson's Landing was washed away in a flood in 1974. There's so much rich history to this area that would be here all day if I got deeper into it, but for now, I'll focus more on the present. So Nelson proper is now a town on State Route 165. You pass through the sleepy little town on your way into the canyon. It's not a ghost town, but a quaint little quiet community. Down into the canyon, you'll come upon the site of the Techatticup mining camp and the mine across the street. This area was an abandoned pile of rubble when Tony and Bobby Worley purchased the 51 acres in 1994. Tony being a carpenter's self-proclaimed hoarder, started rebuilding the buildings and over time adding all the cool artifacts that you see today. They started off in the early days renting out kayaks for river excursions, but have more recently pivoted to the mining tours. There's a link in the description for those. Over the years, Techatticup has been used for photo shoots, music videos, and as a set for movies. Most famously, the exploding plane in the Kevin Costner Kurt Russell flick from 2001, 3,000 Miles to Graceland. And in case you're wondering, yes, those plane pieces across the road are from the movie. They also started to see an uptick in people wanting to use the area to do wedding shoots, so it simply made sense to add a chapel on site for that very purpose. It's a quaint little building with a stained glass archway that also gives you the desert hills as a background. Perfect for small weddings and photo shoots. I believe if you phone the number on the Mine Tour website, you can actually book your time in there. I think it's by the hour. So as I mentioned in the start of this video, the site is neither Nelson nor is it a ghost town. Tony actually told me that it kind of bugs him that it's like listed as Nelson Ghost Town on Google Maps, etc., because technically it's neither. That said, I also want to take a second to remind people that this is not some random abandoned site. This is someone's property. Many of the buildings are private residences, and the Worley family and some workers do live there. This is definitely not a place for vandalism, theft, or other shitty behavior. Respectfully enjoy it with a leave no trace attitude or don't come. Tony said that they have had many problems with vandals and theft, especially during the lockdowns of 2020 to 2022, hence why they've been forced to tighten up on rules and security. And in case you're wondering, the access that I had for the night photography was through a workshop I took, which was paid for and permission granted between the event organizers and the owners of the property. Do not, and I repeat, do not get caught there after dark without permission. Tony also mentioned that they've been purchasing some of the other mines and property in the canyon, so watch their website in the future for other potential tours. For now, I suggest you come, respectfully wander around and enjoy this area. There's tons of neat, rusty, and historic things to see. There's mine tours, there's the gift shop. Obviously, my favorites are the old rusty vehicles in the buildings. So on that note, here's some of the photos I took during my time here, and we'll see you on the other side. So friends, there you have it. Techatticup mining camp, semi-ghost town, not Nelson Ghost Town. Just so you know. Just so you know. That way it gets less confusing too, because a lot of people come down and they'll come in through Nelson and they'll go, well, where's the ghost town? Oh, because it's further down the road. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for looking at the video and the photos and all that jazz. And I hope to see you again next time. If you like the video, give it a like. If you haven't already, give me a subscribe. I'll keep cranking these out as much as I can with as many quirky things as I can find in the time that I have during the day to find them. So yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.